Is this thing on? Welcome back to Big Mouth and fancy seeing you here, and you are very welcome, my friends, and especially my enemies. Come in, sit down if you can find a seat, and welcome to Thursday's edition of the DCEU Daily. The Joker movie is a step forwards, not a step backwards. So I saw a verified, and I don't know who he was, but he was saying that the Joker movie was a step backwards for DC. So why is it a step forward for me? It's a very diverse story. It's a very interesting story. So for those people going, oh, the Joker's just meant to be Batman's nemesis. He doesn't need an origin story. Oh, DC and Warner Brothers, Walter Hamada and Peter Safran have ruined the Joker. Shut up and listen for once instead of reacting. How can you even say after 2 minutes of marketing that something is a step backwards? Listen to me, right? Sit down, have your scotch or your milk or your water or whatever you drink, right? Maybe you drink your own urine, I don't know, because that can dissolve the brain, by the way. So anyway, right, the Joker movie isn't an Earth 1 story. It's an Elseworld story, which gives them freedom to do a version of the Joker they can do. Jared Leto is the Earth 1 Joker for now. Now, maybe they'll want to expand on that character, recast. I don't know what they're going to do with him. So that's their Joker, right? Joaquin Phoenix came in and Todd Phillips came in because they were allowed to do something creative, something individual, something extremely different, something that's never been done in a comic book franchise before. And just by looking at this trailer, you can see that this is going to be a massive commentary on mental health disorders. You can see him writing things down about that in the trailer. This is going to be a very special film. This is going to change the CBM game. Do you remember in 2008 when we saw The Dark Knight and critics and pundits were saying this is the way CBM should be? Then when we saw Avengers Assemble, all the big names, all the pundits said, no, this is how CBM should be. And for years, CBMs have been hobbling on, making $1 billion here and $1 billion there, or whatever they've been making, especially the MCU, from being bright, funny, and generic. This movie is going to change everything. Everything. Because what Walter Hamada has done here, he said, what he's saying with this film is, we can do a very important movie that has commentary about mental health using one of the most famous villains, right? The Joker. That's amazing. And you can get away with this because he's not the main Joker, right? But you can still do something special. He can still be the Joker. You can still have this amazing commentary on mental health. People are going to be talking about this film for years. Joaquin Phoenix is a critically acclaimed actor. Todd Phillips is one of the best directors in his field. These people don't come in to make Infinity War or End Games. These people come in to make something extremely special. And when I hear people going, this is taking the DC backwards, this is bad for the Joker and the character. No. We are so hungry for real films. What do I mean by real films? Films that people of my generation grew up with. A variety, a depth, something special like Taxi Driver, or kind of that film I think they did in the 70s about the King of Comedy or whatever it was, right? Another character commentary piece about someone who loses their mind. And this is what the Joker movie is going to be. It's going to be a signature movie of this generation. Even if you're one of those people who just wants to see a happy, clappy superhero film, you are going to come in to see this because it's about the Joker. And when you leave the cinema, your jaw is going to drop. You're going to be educated about mental health. And you're going to love this character, the Joker, even more. And you're going to love the DC universe even more. It's going to do so many different things for so many different people because superhero films shouldn't just be about one thing. It's always the same thing. A threat's coming. The world's going to end. The heroes need to get together, or the individual hero needs to stop the big threat that could destroy humanity. That's not what the Joker movie is. The Joker movie is about a human being who starts this journey suffering from mental health, but he's controlling it as much as he can. He's a carer for his mother. Ultimately, he wants to make the world smile. But then what happens is he breaks. Life breaks him. People break him. And he becomes what he was always fated to become. Always what he fought not to become. That is a great commentary on life and on film. And it's going to be something extremely special, my friends. We look back to the DCEU. We look back to Man of Steel and Batman v Superman. They also were very big commentaries on the Man of Steel and the Dark Knight, if you like. BVS was a big commentary on an older Batman being worn and torn, and that's what led him to want to kill Superman. In Man of Steel, we see a young man who discovers he's from another world, that he's got these powers that his father on Earth didn't want him to reveal himself until it was the right time because it would have been dangerous for him. And then all of a sudden this threat from his own world comes, and he hasn't been trained, he's not ready. He has to become Superman without kind of being the Superman we know. So those are two massive commentary pieces. Suicide Squad as a reaction to Superman's death, because those people have been put in that team, those criminals are in the Suicide Squad because of what's happened, because Superman isn't around to save the world anymore. Then you have Wonder Woman, who is someone who left her own home so she could save mankind, even though her people didn't particularly believe in mankind anymore. That's a good big commentary on heroism as well. So there's always been a commentary in DC films, especially the DCEU, and that's very exciting. And that's what makes these set of films so special and so important. Even Shazam has a commentary about young people from the foster care system, from being rejected and finding each other and finding somewhere where they belong. So the DC universe of movies that started in 2013 with Man of Steel have always had beautiful commentaries. And I think people saying that the Joker movie is taking DC backwards and that is taking the Joker backwards couldn't be further from the truth. We have something really special going on with these films, and they're now becoming more popular within the mainstream, but we're still able to see these commentary pieces. That, my friends, is something very special, something we shouldn't take for granted. I'll see you tomorrow for tomorrow's edition of the DCEU Daily. Please like, share and subscribe.